Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. And this is episode 45 of PWA Podcasters with Attitude. And I'm your host with the most, Mark Jones, coming to y'all straight from the Bold City, as they like to call it, where they've been talking a whole lot of shit about my Patriots around here. I've been listening to the local radio station. I got to tell you, Jags fans, you start to piss me off. We come here week 3, week 4, one of them. And y'all talking all that cash. Like, I don't get it. What do we have in common? We're not rivals. We're not. I've been hearing all week long, oh, the Patriots aren't this. Nobody's talking about the Patriots like they're talking about us. Motherfuckers, you didn't go to the Super Bowl. You didn't have a quarterback that was number 2 in MVP. What are we talking about? Nobody cares about y'all. You have no Super Bowls. You have no trophy. I'm getting to this too soon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me regret. I digress. Let me bring in my homies really quick. I got Fonz coming to you. I got T Squares coming to you. Fellas, how y'all doing, man?
Doing good. You already know, ready to talk sports. Always hate when we miss a week.
Okay.
Bro, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Like, I listen, like I said, I listen to the local radio station. And all I keep hearing is they have this complex that nobody believes in them and nobody's giving them any credit for their 13-win season last year. Bravo.
Yeah.
Okay. You won 13 games. Bravo. All right. Whatever. When the rubber met the road, you got your ass kicked, but whatever. But in doing so, they keep downing us and downing Denver. Like, to prop themselves up and make themselves feel better, they feel like they got to down us and down Denver. And I just think it's hilarious because unlike Denver, unlike New England, unlike Baltimore, they ain't got no fucking rings. So you're comparing yourself to franchises that you can't compare yourself to. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Talking about y'all. They're in the AFC South. That makes no sense. They need to be worried about Tennessee. They need to worry about what? They need to worry about Texans. They need to worry. Why are they worried about Chicago right now? This will be a playoff matchup. God, they're stupid. See what I'm saying? Why are they talking? Why are they talking?
Preach, Rev. Preach. I said the same thing. I said, shouldn't you be worried about the Texans? Because those are the ones we beat, not you. You didn't get there. The Texans did, and we beat them. So why are you worried about us? You skipping steps. And low key, if Indy didn't lose Indiana Jones, you wouldn't have been past them either.
Oh yeah.
So you got 2 teams ahead of you. 2 teams ahead of you in your own division you need to be worried about, but you're worried about us in Denver. Come on, man.
That division too tough. I want to say they probably just in a position where they want to feel like their team is actually getting tested.
Because they beat without Indiana Jones, they're good? I'm so confused.
Bro.
Confused right now.
Name me a time. I'll just say this and I'll leave it alone. Name me a time as a Tampa Bay Bucks fan. Name me a time as a Philadelphia Eagles fan. And I'll name you a time as a New England Patriots fan where you were ever scared of the Bucks. Raise your hand. Excuse me. I'm not the Bucks. I'm sorry. But you were scared of the Jags. Raise your hand.
There isn't a time.
30 some they're talking about 13 wins. It took y'all this long?
This is, by the way, propelled to 13 wins because your quarterback thought he was about to get fired. So I can make the argument that it was fool's gold. Because remember last offseason, everybody was talking about the quarterback. Everybody was talking about can Liam Cohen revitalize him, which he did. He had Trevor looking good. But we weren't sold on Trevor this time last season. It took 13 wins for us to finally be like, maybe. And we're still not completely sold.
Yeah, everybody's wondering why he was highest paid.
Hey,
and
don't
even
get started on that.
even to this point now, it's like, okay, you pretty much had to have everything go right
Bruh.
to get that 13 wins and then get to the playoffs and do what y'all usually do.
Thank you.
Do what y'all do best. Get put out.
On a lighter note, because we jumped straight into it. How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing on the
Doing
real? How y'all
good.
doing on the day to day?
I was
Doing
good too.
good. You already know. Just
I
tired
was
of this
fucking
Florida Heat. I'll say
yo,
that.
the heat nasty, y'all. Y'all, it's so nasty here in Tampa. Oh my god.
Wait,
But
hold on. What you say, T? You said you was doing good till what?
you told me that bullshit you just told me about them damn Jaguars. I've never in my life heard a Jaguars fan speak anything truthful about winning because they don't do it. Like, what are y'all looking at the Patriots? That's just like that's like the best team in Florida right now, dog. And nobody has Jacksonville Jaguar jerseys. Nobody, bro.
You'll
Nobody.
see an Atlanta Falcons jersey before you see a Jaguars jersey in the majority of Florida. The majority.
There's more Dolphin jerseys sold in Jacksonville
There
and
you
Detroit
go. There you go.
The color's better.
Right.
than
How y'all how the family doing, fellas? How the Ma Dukes and everything doing?
everybody's doing really good, dog. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's what's up. Yeah, mine doing good. How about yours?
It's doing good. It was good to see her. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we weren't able to record last week, but that was the reason why. If I'm being honest with you, my mama finally came through after about a decade to see me and my kids. So it was a beautiful thing being able to see her, spend some time with her. I wish I could do it more often, but that's a different story for another day. But it was a good time, man. I tried to take advantage of all the time that I could, but I feel good knowing that she'll be back next year. My son will be graduating high school probably like May, June, so she'll be back for that. So at least I know I'll see her
What's
there. It
up?
won't be another 10 years or whatever.
That's
I
fire.
was that, dog. Nicole moving in with me this Friday.
Really,
She's moving in. She's staying with me for her eighth grade year.
that's what's up.
Hmm.
Hell yeah.
I love to see it. I love to see the babies at home with their dads, man, because as much work as we put in as fathers, I feel like we still don't get a good enough rap. You know, I sat there and I saw Father's Day come and go, and it had nothing in comparison to Mother's Day, and I just think that's bullshit, bro. Because we play such an instrumental part of the household that it don't even make sense, but we still don't get the credit we deserve. But that's our job. That's our job. You know, to do all the work but not get the credit, I guess.
20th most celebrated holiday behind Arbor Day. Hey y'all, what's Arbor Day? Tell me now, right now. What's Arbor
All I
Day?
know is trees.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
Somebody, them, them trying to trees? Or you just regular
trees,
trees?
trees,
No way.
trees.
trees.
Oh, so they love the trees more than they love us, bro. I mean, they give us oxygen. Y'all need it to breathe. But
I mean,
y'all,
that's no shocker. There's a lot of things that they love more than black men, but we won't get into that. That's another story for another day. That's when we're gonna have to get the honorable Elijah Farrakhan Farnsworth to get in on that one because that's out of my territory.
Straight up. That
but
that hidden colors.
I'm trying to tell. Yeah,
You already
yeah.
know.
Speaking of hidden colors, I want to talk about some other colors that I've been seeing a little bit too much of for my taste, and that's orange and blue. Fonz, I want to go ahead and get straight on into it. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. If you're New York Knicks fans, fuck you, but congratulations. You finally won it after 53 years. Congrats. I'm not a Knicks fan. I could care less if you win another 53 years. It's not my thing, but congratulations. You are the 2025-2026 NBA champions. Fonz, this was a champion that I did not see coming. Usually, there's an
Mm-mm.
NBA champion. I could be like, okay, I see that. You know, whether it be an OKC or if the Spurs had a one, I would have been like, okay, I see that. The Nuggets had one, I'd be like, okay, I see that. But these Knicks really came out of nowhere. Not you, not T, not me. Thought shit about them in the beginning of the season. How do
No,
we end up here? How did they end up being the champs, bro?
I would just say lighting in the bottle, maintaining health at the right time, and I'm gonna just say the wheel of not even I was gonna call him Lord Brunson. I was gonna say the wheel of Jalen Brunson. You know what I'm saying? He led the way. You know what I'm
He
saying?
did.
All the way up until that closeout game. Like, you could have knocked him on his efficiency, but when it was repping time, he put up that 45 points in that final game. And I would say the cast around him, they was hungry. I think this was kind of like a magical year for them because Cat had a lot of emotion. I ain't never seen Cat play with that much heart. Despite his voice, he was a dog out there. OG Anunoby, he showed why the Knicks should have acquired him. And I would say, like, as a whole, their team really was kind of like that opposite of OKC team in the NBA. Whereas, they didn't build all through the draft. What it
Right.
took for them to get there, Brunson had to take $113 million pay cut, give the team a supreme discount.
Damn.
Um, it took 4 first-round picks to get Mikal Bridges, which, I mean, despite his inconsistencies, and yet Lord knows he's not worth that much, he still probably has like that brotherhood with Brunson. You know what I'm saying? Where they want to play for each other, with each other, and all that. With the Villanova connection.
I was about to say that Villanova shit.
Yeah. So they just had the right makeup.
You kind of touched on it a second ago though, and this is why I kind of feel like this is going to be a one and done season for him. You know what this team reminds me of? It
What's that?
reminds me of the St. Louis Rams, LA Rams, whatever you want to call them, when they won. And it was they kind of had that fuck them picks mentality, and they went for broke, giving up picks to get
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey, giving up picks to get this player, Matt Stafford. They went all
Hmm.
in with Aaron Donald and all that. I feel like the Knicks did the same thing. They went all in, and it paid off. Don't
It
get me
did.
wrong. They're going to be known forever. They're New York legends forever. They go walk into any bodega for the rest of their life, and they got to pay for a fucking thing.
Definitely.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But I think it's going to be one and done, bro, because they gave up so much for this core. And you and me both know how hard it is to go back to back in the finals. How hard it is to even go back because of
Yeah.
how much energy and exhaustion it takes. So I don't see that. Congrats to them, but I don't see this team maintaining. What about you?
I don't see them maintaining the core, as it is and going back. I think Brunson could get another one. I think Mike Brown, he's gotten to the point where even with his antics and unconventional ways of coaching,
He proved you
he's
wrong.
well, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But from an experience standpoint, he's been on a lot of championship coaching staffs. So you know what I'm saying? I gotta appreciate his journey. Um, I just felt like he was too much of a player's coach throughout the season. But sometimes I guess that's what you got to do to get that caliber of player to buy in, especially in this, I'm gonna just say, high tax bracket era that every player is basically on the Forbes list, even if you're a role player.
You
You know what I'm
look at what my
saying?
boy, AR-15 just got.
Exactly, 184 mil for a role player. Come on, stop.
We
But I mean, that's what you got to do
should
nowadays.
have worked on our jump shot. We fucked up.
We really should
We
have.
our backs too bad now, but we should have worked on that shit, dog. We fucked up, man.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? I gotta commend the Knicks though. You know what I'm saying? They did their thing, broke
Yeah,
that 53-year curse.
yeah.
I really didn't believe in them throughout the playoffs, or well, I ain't gonna say the playoffs, throughout the finals, because they was rolling throughout the playoffs. But to get it done in the finals, because Mike Brown in that one press conference in 2026 singing "Who Let the Dogs Out," the Baja
Jesus.
Man. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a right team to buy into a coach that's doing that. Everybody ain't gonna play hard for that guy,
Well,
but
I've been hearing a lot about this team policing itself, though. Like according to what I've been reading, because a bunch of shits came out since they won the championship. Everybody acts like they know
yeah,
everything that was happening in the locker room now, all of a sudden. But I've been hearing how like Cat and Jalen Brunson run the team. They call the players meetings, they run the practices, all that type of shit.
hmm,
So I guess my point is like if Mike Brown is indeed that player's coach, that's probably the good cop to the player's bad cop. Because my impression, I don't know this for a fact, but that Jalen Brunson is probably kind of the dick out of everybody that's on the team. He's making sure everybody's on their P's and Q's. Where Cat's kind of like, I'll go talk to bruh. Shit ain't on the
yeah,
up and up. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they need a Mike Brown to kind of be that straight man to where they kind of takes the pressure off of them for a little minute because, like I said, it paid off. I mean, whatever he was doing, whatever the message he was trying to get through to the team, it worked because they all bought into it. The free
They did.
agents, the draftees, the guys that took less money, they all bought
Hmm.
in, bro. And you don't see it that often. It was a magical ride. It really was. I'm just sick and tired of the fans though. Like y'all need to get over it. I'm saying this with all due respect, all due disrespect. But y'all need to stop. Y'all act like you've been there before. I know it's been 53 years, but you have been there before. Act like you've been there before. God damn. Like, enough is enough already. It's like a never ending fucking NBA championship party with y'all, bro.
I was gonna say those that was around to remember. I mean, old enough to remember when Walt Clyde Frazier won that ring.
80% of these fans became fans a month ago.
Yeah, man. I was gonna say them people in the dirt, man.
Yeah.
The-
Ain't too many Spike Lee's and Ben Stiller type fans. Ain't too many
yeah,
of them. Ain't too many of them. Now I can
it
see all
ain't.
these celebrities and shit. I never saw Fat Joe at an in New York Knicks game ever until about 2 months ago. I never saw the chick from Law and Order at a New York Knicks game till about 2 months ago.
Oh yeah, and with the partner too. Yeah.
Don't get me started. Congrats. I'll just leave it at that. Congrats. Congrats. Like, I'm gonna sound like a hater. I'm not a hater because we got more championships than y'all. So I'm not a hater. Congrats. Like y'all earned it. Y'all were the best team.
They did.
On the flip side, Fonz, what happened to the Spurs, bro? Coming out of that OKC series, I sat here on this very podcast and I said, no, it doesn't matter who wins the East. It's over. The West is
Hmm.
gonna kick their ass. I said
I
that.
thought the
I was
same.
wrong. I was wrong. What happened with the Spurs, man?
I'm gonna say the youthful inexperience of their current head coach. I was under the impression that Greg Popovich was at least gonna be right there courtside during the finals. No, he ain't in no condition to do that. Clearly,
No, he
he,
would go into the locker room and curse him out, though, apparently, but that's not good enough.
yeah, no, that ain't good enough. He would have needed to be there with alert eyes. And
Where's Tim Duncan at, too? I didn't see him either.
I don't even know, like, if he's even still like technically like employed as a coach, or it's just like
Mm.
almost like in one of them ambassador roles. You
I
know what
don't
I'm
think he
saying?
is because I think that's David Robinson because they showed David Robinson a lot.
Yeah.
They never showed Tim Duncan. That's why I was like, I don't even think he's an ambassador at this point. I just think he's one of the behind the scenes type of motherfuckers.
Yeah, probably like one of them. Do you want a W-2s? He'll say that's his gig, but he'll
They needed
showcase.
them to, though. If I'm being
They
honest, if
did.
Pop and Tim Duncan would have had their imprint a little bit more, could be talking different.
I think for Tim, it might even be a situation where he didn't want to necessarily step in, and then all of a sudden, people don't remember him as a as a
Wow.
as a big
Nah, he's
for
still the
that
greatest power
organization.
forward of all time. It don't
Definitely,
matter.
definitely. I'm just saying though, for if Wimby come through, you already know what era we in. Anytime somebody wins a championship, now all of a sudden Brunson's better than Allen Iverson.
Yeah, yeah, I
He
know. I've been hearing
he's
stuff like that.
he's been able
Yeah.
to see, the recent history of players that come in, win a chip, now all of a sudden they the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Even let's say the past decade, past couple decades, LeBron. He finally wins a ring or wins two or wins three. All of a sudden he's better than Michael Jordan. That
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he don't love the Spurs, but I'm just thinking maybe that's why he didn't step in fully like he could have, would have, and should have.
Well, that's a bullshit way to do the franchise though, because when he stepped in, David Robinson was right there, not only advising him but playing with him. You're not able to play with Wimby, obviously. So the least you could do is advise the motherfucker. That's the way I feel because David Robinson did it for you. So if that's how he did it, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's fucked up for the next generation.
No, I
I'm
feel like
sorry.
he give him advice. He'll probably give him advice, but as far as to be like hands on, like, hey, I see we making a finals run. Let me step in now. He ain't do that.
Not even really like that, but like do like a Hakeem Olajuwon or like a fucking I don't know, like one of these guys that actually work with the players on court. Like you imagine what Wimby can learn from Tim Duncan being on court, bro?
I
Like
believe
actually going through, like, this is what I would do. This is the shot I would take. This is how I hit it off the glass. You feel me?
yeah, I believe he does that. But I just don't
I
think he
can't
did.
tell.
I just don't think he went in on that as far as the playoff run. But
Mm,
also Wemby, regardless though, he would have to increase his weight to get in the paint and do things that Tim used to do. Because Tim had the inside outside game.
definitely.
If Wemby added the inside game and then he has the stretch from in the paint to the mid range to that 3-point line, he would be unstoppable.
True.
But I think that's just the type of thing that he just is gonna have to learn from. I'm gonna just say taking this L.
Yeah.
But but another thing too, and I had said it up until the finals, even though he was my X factor. De'Aaron Fox ain't worth that money.
Yeah. They gotta. I don't know what their plan is though for that though, because if you get rid of De'Aaron Fox, Castle clearly showed he can't be the point guard because he was a turnover machine. So you're stuck. You can't give it to Castle because he's not ready. You can't depend on Fox because we saw what he gave you. Even though everybody's saying he was injured, I'm not giving that a pass. I'm sorry
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
because I'm not. So I don't know what the Spurs are planning to do as far as the point guard position goes. Can you go and get a vet? Would you go dip your toe in the John Morant water? What would be your thing for that? Because they clearly need a pure point guard, dog. Because Castle can't do it. He can't. Not yet. Not yet.
I would say pure trade for Ja Morant. Straight up trade for Ja. Straight trade Fox for Ja. You get
You think
Ja
they
in
would
that
take that?
building. Do I think that the Grizzlies would?
Grizzlies. Yeah.
I mean, if they've already said they've shopped him around, if he's already checked
Yeah,
out the
but
way
that,
he
that don't mean they're
was
giving them away for
last season,
peanuts.
all right, well, shoot, Fox and let's say 3 second-round picks or a lotto protected first.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
but down the line, it can't be like next year's first. It'd have to be like a couple years.
Sure. Sure. You
You know what I'm
think you
saying?
think Ja you think Ja would have made that much of a difference if he would have been in that lineup versus Fox?
Yeah,
No.
a
Fox was
healthy
bad. He
Ja.
was bad. He was
I
bad.
mean, you can blame the high ankle sprain, but we've seen players be hurt and hearted out, and then at the same time, it doesn't affect their decision making. They give you that shot of Toradol, yeah, your leg you might not be able to feel your leg, but at the very least, your mind is working. Fox is the same player that Mike Brown, when he was coaching the Sacramento Kings, complained about that ended up getting him fired within the week
Ooh.
because he said, "I don't know what he's doing in crunch situations."
Yeah.
If
We
you think
saw
about it,
that.
Sacramento ain't never do nothing. They at this point, they would have been better off if it was possible, if it was legal, getting CP3 off the couch and have
yeah.
De'Aaron Fox $200 million ass trot his ass out there.
Yeah.
Trash dog.
Yeah.
They'd have been better
Yeah.
off with Jamie Foxx than
Yeah, there wasn't no excuse for his performance, bro. I definitely can't get no excuse for it. But like I said, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place because the guy that you want to give the keys to, and he's a dog. Like we all saw Stephon Castle grow before our very eyes, but he's not ready to handle the ball on a consistent play in, play out basis. He was so bad with the turnovers. You could make the argument he threw some games away with the way he was handling the rock. So
he did. I think also too, maybe it would have affected things when they blew game 1 and 2. I think De'Aaron Fox was injured 1 and 2.
mhm,
He was out.
he was.
So that probably put them behind the slump a little bit. So, maybe the injury thing is legit. Maybe you give it a little bit more time.
Nah,
But
nah, I saw enough.
I did too. I did
I
too.
saw enough.
I would trade him for Ja.
I would too. That if there was a target or somebody that I would or Kyrie. If there's some way you could swing Kyrie, that's a
Yeah.
championship right there.
Yeah.
Kai, Stephon Castle, Wimby, that's a championship right there, bro. If there's some way you could swing Uncle Drew, you do it. You fucking do it.
I mean, even if they had Josh Giddey, just imagine them lives.
What is it with you and John? Anyway, moving on to that. What is it with?
You You must not watch Josh Giddey, man. I know you don't. I know you
Yeah, I
don't.
have one. He's not. I don't. You talk as if he's like he's like I don't know, like Klay Thompson in his prime, bro. And I'm just like I don't get it. Like I feel like I don't. He's good, but like y'all could do better. I feel
Bruh.
like the dude y'all passed on last night would be better.
Scoring wise, probably, but when you got a 6'7" point guard
Well,
that can rebound, get you double digit rebounds, and get you double digit assists, and he's probably one of the more pure point guards that's left in the league.
Yeah,
That's what I would say. That's what I like about Josh Giddey. So if you give him a team that actually can score good enough for him to be getting them double digit assists on the regular, okay, yeah, let's take that. You give him a Wemby. What team did we really have around him with a pure scorer or somebody that could be a lob threat? We didn't have that. So for him to get a triple double or get triple doubles, that's why I gotta say, you know what, Josh Giddey is nice.
fair enough.
You
see,
got to pass to somebody
I
to
know.
get him to
See,
score.
I know.
You got to
I
pass to
know,
somebody
bro.
for him to score.
Okay, this is what I know. He's a good player, teetering on really, really good player, but y'all need a great player. Y'all need talent. Just like I told you in the text thread last night. Y'all need
Yeah,
talent. Y'all ain't got time to be messing around with middling guys. Josh Giddey is kind of a middling guy. He's not going to move the needle. He's
no,
not.
he's not gonna win no
he'll
championship.
move the needle. He'll move the needle. You give him a big, no Diddy. You give him
Y'all got
big.
one now, right?
Yeah, we got a couple now.
Okay. Well, okay, we're gonna see. I was like,
Yeah,
we gonna see.
It's the year then. It's the year. Josh getting into fucking Giants. They're going all the way. Huh? Huh? That's what I
no,
want
we
to
ain't
do.
going all the way. We a couple
No.
years. We a couple years away. But I mean, I
Hey,
can. Yeah,
speaking of going all the way in, big men though, what's up with this Giannis trade? What you think about that?
Miami Heat.
I feel
Yes.
like
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, for the ones that don't know, Giannis was traded to the Miami Heat. He's going to be teaming up with Bam Adebayo. It was a big trade. Jalen Brown ended up with who?
Jalen Brown is still a Celtic.
He's still with the Celtics. Who was the other player that was involved? I'm drawing a blank.
Um, it was just Giannis and Bobby Portis for
Ty-
Tyler
Tyler
Hero.
Hero, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez, and
Never mind.
Casperas Juciones.
So
Stop.
who won? I don't even know why I'm asking, but I got to ask. Who do you think won the trade?
I would say the Bucks won the trade.
What?
Yeah, the Bucks won the trade.
How?
What about Dame Lillard?
Dame been gone. Dame
Dame in
back in
Portland.
Portland.
Dame in Portland. Why? How
Shut
do you
up.
think the Bucks? Was it because of the picks?
I mean, the players and the picks.
Really?
I would say this. It's a similar situation to the AJ Brown trade. If you get a disgruntled player and can still get basically max return for him, you got to say you won that trade off rip. It might look good from the beginning.
This is a little bit different because Giannis is like in the smack dab of his prime, where AJ's on the back nine. Giannis is I think 31.
And AJ is
No, no,
29.
no, no, no. But we're talking about 31 in basketball versus 30 something in football. Giannis
Okay.
can play another probably 10 years.
He probably could.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, I disagree with you, bro. I think Miami won it just for the simple fact they got a superstar to pair with another superstar. Anytime you can do that, that evens your odds to win a championship.
It
Y'all weird.
Say what you want about Bam Adebayo, but that motherfucker's a superstar, bro.
No, I like Bam. I like Bam.
Yeah,
But I just feel like the
I think
Bucks
so,
won
T.
just because of their return.
I
Just
think
because of
so,
their
T.
return with the angry Giannis, the worn out Giannis. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, they can go ahead and free up a couple more roster spots by getting rid of them brothers.
They need that should have been
You know
done
what I'm saying?
yesterday.
It should have been done. It should have been done. That should have been
Been
asked
done.
Giannis. Do you want to win You want to win or you want to have a family reunion?
bro. Yo, that's so crazy. I'm surprised they haven't been cut yet. Why are they still in the league?
But but I will say this though. I will say this though. The Bucks won on the surface level of the trade, but what they decided to do with it in that draft, come on, dog. Oh no. Oh no. I would have went ahead and shipped off Tyler Hero.
Oh yeah,
Got a
immediately.
got a higher lottery pick
Get him out of here.
if possible. Trade one of them futures, get in that top five.
Just do a complete overhaul on the roster. That's what I
Yeah,
would have done. I would
yeah.
have done a complete overhaul on the roster, bro. I don't know what they're waiting on. I really don't. But I will say that what you how did far excuse me, how far do you think the Heat can go?
Mm.
And I know the roster's still getting filled out. They had a pretty good draft last night. I mean, for what it's worth. Um,
Yeah, but did they keep their pick?
I
That's
think
gone.
that the pick's gone.
Yeah, yeah. The Bucks got that.
Okay,
It
okay,
did show up as Heat,
it
but
did. That's why I
it
was
was
confused
Bucks.
because I thought it
Yeah,
was going to the Bucks, but they kept showing
yeah,
the Heat. I was
yeah. That's what
confused as
happened.
hell.
I don't know why they
Okay,
didn't swap that logo out. Yeah, they lost that. So
ESPN been slacking with the graphics
they
presentation lately.
really do, and that's why I think it might be a little difficult for them to fill out their roster unless somebody worth a damn gets bought out. Uh, and I mean, free agency, you're gonna overpay unless somebody just wants to potentially ring chase. But with the parity in the league, why take a discount? You ain't gonna get nobody saying, "Oh, you know what? I'll play for the veterans minimum like David West did to join the Warriors." You ain't gonna get
Yeah.
that no more. You ain't gonna get that nowadays.
Speaking of the future of the league, though, bro, what do you think about the NBA draft? There was a lot of picks last night. I felt there was a lot of talent going around. I felt like this was the first time in the NBA draft that I actually paid attention to in years, where a lot of teams picked players that made sense. I didn't think there was too many reaches. There were a couple where I was like, maybe, but for the most part, I felt like every player that every team picked, they needed that. How do you feel about it? And and what was your bet? What to you was the best pick of the night?
Ah, I
For
would
me,
say,
it had to be anybody that grabbed Darius Acuff. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a Darius Acuff fan. I think 5, 6 years from now, he's going to be a superstar and he'll be the best player from this draft. That's just me. So whatever team ended up drafting Acuff, I feel like they were the winners off top because I felt like they drafted a superstar. He's baby Iverson, bro.
yeah,
Like
young AI.
he's young AI. Like he's got that game to him. Like I wanted y'all to take him so bad just so you could be quiet. Because if y'all would have got A cuff, you wouldn't have had no excuses to complain no more. He would have been exactly what the Bulls needed. I was pissed y'all passed on him, but it is what it is. But what was your favorite pick?
Um, I would say my favorite pick for value because y'all was able to get him in the 20s. Cam Carr.
Oh, a Lakers pick.
Yeah,
Nice.
he gonna be a
Okay.
dog. For y'all to be able to get him and then looking at all them other guards go off the board, I just feel like, you know what? Damn, how the Lakers keep doing this? How do the Lakers keep doing this? It's like it's to the
You think
point
he's gonna
where,
be that good?
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
it might take him a little minute, but I think his breakout game, like you ain't gonna see it at the beginning of the season. His breakout game is gonna be whenever Luka gets nicked up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna be like, okay, I see what you was talking about because it's probably gonna start off slow because you know how Luka is. He
Yeah.
he be about self,
Yeah. Yeah.
but once that happens, you're gonna be like, all right, I see what Fonz was talking about. My favorite pick, um, besides that, and I gotta say it, y'all. I'm so high on Caleb Wilson
Okay. That's
at
fair.
number 4,
To
just
the
because he
Bulls.
was available. Yeah, just to
Talk
the
your
Bulls.
shit to the
Yeah,
Bulls.
to
Yeah,
the
we
Bulls at number 4. Just hearing what people say about him, and then like the way he did his interview, basically saying like, "Look, he said I got a kill list that's ongoing. Like it's not stopping. I'll make another kill list when I play my next opponent." He talking like he got that dog, and we don't get that in the league now. He ain't hear you with that Mr. Nice
better back
Guy.
that shit up. You better back that shit
Definitely,
up.
definitely. But I also feel like he'll have a easier time, like I say, playing alongside Josh Giddey, also having like Nick Claxton there with him. We have kind of like a, I ain't gonna say twin,
Y'all drafted another guard too.
yeah, kind of like a Twin Towers type situation. And then we got what's his name, Dalen something, but he went 15th. I think I would have rather had Cam and Carr. Remember, I told you I wanted Cam Carr, but I have to appreciate what our GM Graham's mentality is. The
Mm-hmm.
guard we got is like a guard forward tweener. He's 6'7", 6'9". His specialty is slashing. Didn't really have like a consistent 3-point shot. I think he shot like around 30%. But for him to still average 17 points per game and lead his team in four categories at Texas, I gotta appreciate the pick.
Yeah,
So
like I told you when I was texting you last night, Jay Will and the crew made it seem like that was a reach. I wasn't familiar with the kid. They were
yeah,
saying he has crazy upside. I mean, they said he has crazy upside, but they were like, this is a pick where, he's like 3-4 years away, and they were like, the Bulls could have used somebody right now. So we'll see. Maybe it's one of those things where it'll pay off later on down the road. Who knows?
use
Really
somebody
quick,
right now like we trying to win right now. Stop it.
honestly, yeah, it don't really matter. Really quick, before we end the segment, what is your way too early 2026-27 prediction as far as the NBA championship goes? Who are the two teams where you're really like, and it could be a shocker, it could be a prohibitive favorite. Who are the two teams where you're like, you know what, I can see this team and this team. For me, I'm just going to throw it out there. I think it's going to be the Spurs, and I think it's going to be the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, I can see that because the Spurs they got wings now. They got they got some dogs in the
Even though people are saying OKC drafted a Wemby stopper, did you see that?
yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I would say they're my second in the West though, simply because now they're not gonna have to deal with, let's say, having to play Chet Holmgren at center because they can't afford Isaiah Hartenstein.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But let's
yeah,
say even if they do keep him, now they ain't really gonna have to worry about foul trouble.
yeah. That's true.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
made OKC stronger, no doubt.
Yeah, with them two. So I
Yeah, no
mean,
doubt.
I can appreciate that. Plus the championship pedigree of the 7-3 guy.
Who you
You know what
got
I'm
out the
saying?
East?
The East,
Then it's way too early. You ain't got to stick with it. There ain't
it
nothing I'm gonna hold you
is.
to.
It really is. It really is. I'm gonna
Because
say,
we ain't even hit free agency yet. So I get it.
yeah. I'm gonna say as of right now, just because they the prohibitive favorites, and I really don't have faith in too many people in the East. I'm gonna just say the Knicks. I'm gonna just say the Knicks right now, and
That's fair.
a part of that comes from me just thinking that Brunson's gonna be like, you know what, I want to show y'all I can do it again. I'm gonna sign a 4-year, $30 million contract. Some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some crazy.
I don't see the Knicks getting back, dog. Like I
Yeah.
told you, I just think it's one of those lightning. You said lightning in a bottle. I think that's exactly what it was. But they're not built for the long haul, bro. This team, as currently constructed, can't make it long term.
I don't believe it either. I
Not
just
with the
gotta
lack of picks,
yeah.
not with the salaries, not with Jalen Brunson's not always going to be this underpaid. There's going to come a day, especially now that he's a champion, where he's going
Yeah.
to want his value. So y'all can live in this fairy tale world where it's like, oh, he took less money. Yeah, that's right now, motherfucker. What about
Yeah.
2 years from now, where he
Yeah, that
wants to
was
get
when he got the
paid?
opportunity. Yeah, at this
Yes,
point in time, they're gonna have to give him like
this
60 mil a
team
year.
this team as currently constructed is not sustainable from a salary cap, excuse me, and lack of draft pick structure. You can't do it
Hmm.
like this. It won't work. It
I
won't
was
work.
gonna say that the other thing that might come into play too, whenever it becomes a time where he needs, let's say, another co-star besides Cat, every superstar is not gonna take appreciation in Jalen Brunson's father being on that coaching staff
Mm-hmm.
to where it's like, now I gotta deal with two of them. I tell the coach something personal, now Jalen knows it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, blame me, bro. It was like I said. Congrats to the New York Knicks. Bravo, whatever. I mean, y'all got that time in the sun. But
For
we're moving
sure.
on. We're moving on. Appreciate the segment, Fonz. As always, it was good talking hoops with you again. We got a lot to get into as the summer goes on, as there's going to be some LeBron movement going on. The Boston Celtics potentially got movement going on. The Grizzlies and John Morant potentially got movement going on. We talked about the Phoenix Suns and Devin Booker. So y'all stay tight, ladies and gentlemen. This is just the beginning. The season's not over. This is
Yeah.
just the beginning. It's going to be a long off season. But speaking of the off season, we got to get right back on into it because the Stanley Cup Finals ended, and the Carolina Hurricanes, who you said in the beginning of the season was a sleeper pick, won it all. And I got to ask you the same thing I asked Fonz. How did we get here to where it's the Carolina Hurricanes as the Stanley Cup champions, bro?
Well, I mean, like I said, this defense they won 4-2. It was I mean, it was pretty much a sweep as it was. You could call it a gentleman's sweep. I think it might have been. I think it was 4-2. It might have been 4-1. I
Yeah.
don't know. They beat the shit out of them. They lost at home twice in the playoffs. I'm sorry, away twice in the playoffs, and then every time they lost, they came back and beat the shit out of the team. Bad, bad, bad. They just have a good offense. They have a good defense. Back wings. Everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. Coaching, everything is just good, man. Do I see them repeating? Maybe it wouldn't. Like for real, it wouldn't shock me because for them to put away the Knights and the Knights putting away the Avalanche like that, that kills the West a lot. You know, that opens the door for a lot of teams like the Minnesota Wild, like the Dallas Stars, who I've been talking about, just like I've been talking about the Hurricanes. It's just teams that's going to be able to, they're going to see the bullshit and knock off the Avalanche now. Now, McKinnon has a lot to worry about. You know, McKinnon has a whole lot to worry about being, one of the stars of the West, if not the best in the West, as they call him sometimes. So,
Two things. Number one, I've been hearing, well, before I get to my second point, let me go start with my first point. My first point, this team doesn't really have a superstar player. It's not too often I see a team have like win the championship as a group, as a collective. You feel where I'm coming from? With that being said, because they were great at it, they probably perfected that winning as a unit, winning as a team motto. But as that being said, I've been remember we were talking the last time we recorded, and I was throwing out some teams about that Dylan Larkin was potentially looking at. I've been hearing some rumors about Dylan Larkin taking a look at the Hurricanes now. Do you think you doing the hockey the way you do would that fuck up their chemistry or would that make them better?
bro, if he can get in there and mesh well and shut the fuck up and play Hurricane, they might go on a run, dog. Like,
Really?
I guess, bro, he can't come in there and be like, "Hey, y'all, I know who y'all are. I mean, I don't know who y'all are, but y'all know who I am." Boy, we got that cut. Now
He ain't get one in Detroit, that's for sure.
you come here and play and end your career on the up, or you come here and we can play you and then show the world who you really are. You ain't got that bravado that you thought you had, and then fuck shit up. And then now he's on to another team. Now he playing for the fucking San Jose Sharks because the jersey's cool. So
So you're saying basically in a nutshell, you're saying they don't need a personality, they don't need a name, they don't need like a star player. They got a good thing going right now. And if a star player does happen to come in there, they need to fall the fucking line.
they have to shut the, even with my MVP. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm gonna throw that out there. Shout out to the MVP. Y'all didn't want to say that though. Y'all know
Shout
his
out to the
name.
MVP, Kucherov. Yes.
Thank you for saying it for me, dog. You know, the Kucherov, the one and only. Yeah, even now, even with somebody like him, he would have to be. Well, he's straight. He don't talk, so he would go over there and play hockey and be great because he don't talk. He's not American. He Russian. I hockey. I play hockey. I hockey. That's what he does, man. He like a fucking Joker with the whole. It's like, yeah, I'm good, but I'd rather be back at home in the mother Russia, having fun, eating tea and strumpets or whatever they do over there. So, but you would have to just come over there and go along because the chemistry's so good. Do you see the way
Yes.
bro? Do you see
Yes.
the way that they skate out there? You would think they've been, dog. You would think them motherfuckers is brothers and they grew up together, dog. It's
My
so
big my
fluid.
biggest my biggest takeaway was is like their counterpunching ability. Vegas is a very good fucking team. Vegas any other year would have won that fucking Stanley Cup championship. But every time Vegas hit him with a haymaker, Carolina hit him with one back. And it was like, I think Vegas was looking like, what the fuck? How do we beat these guys? Because no
Yeah.
matter what they threw at them, they just kept coming back from it. I hadn't seen nothing like that in a while, bro.
First game when they came back and lost 4-1, that killed them, bro. That took the soul from them, bro. They was like, man, we beat them at their house. Oh shit. Now what?
Don't matter.
All right, so we took that one. Then we lost 4-2. So hey, we did one better, but we still got stomped. Then I think they won another one. I think they won 4. They lost 2-4. I could be wrong.
Yeah, they
Don't
lost.
quote.
Yeah, they got two on them.
Yeah, yeah. And then they won that third game, and then it was just a fourth game, and then we got hope, and they got stomped again. Two more games back to back, and
They
it was
didn't
just
blink, bro. No, they did not blink. No matter
Mm-mm.
what you threw at the Hurricanes, they was like, "Yo, we know what we got to do. We know how we're going to handle this, or we're going to come through, and we're going to win at the end of the game."
we're bigger, we're stronger, we're faster, we're better.
Speaking of being better, you picked, like I said at the beginning of the segment, you picked them to win off where I didn't even. I swear, until you picked them, or not picked them, I shouldn't say picked them, but until you told us and told the viewing audience that they were going to be a good team and something to be reckoned with, I forgot they even existed. I'm gonna be real. I was like, oh yeah, they do have a hockey team. Who's somebody heading into next year? And I know it's way too early, but who's somebody we should be on the lookout for? Where you're like, you know what? They could be the Carolina Hurricanes of the 2026-2027 season.
Watch out for the. I fucking hate to say it. Watch out for the Oilers because once they got to come in the stride. I'm worried about them because they can come in the stride
They
and
got
do pretty.
McDavid though.
He just got over there. He came later in the season. Remember, he came during the swell. During
Yeah, yeah, yeah. True, true.
he came in late. Let them get a little chemistry together. You'll be seeing
Okay,
them
that's
in the
fair.
finals. You know what I'm saying for years to come.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be. It's got to they got to let them come around. I watch out for them. I'm still on the Dallas Stars tips. I don't see why they fell off. I don't know what happened
Yeah.
towards the. I don't know. I really don't know what happened. Maybe it was. I don't know. But people keep going me. But it was just they need to be better. They need to be
No
better than
doubt.
they're going to be. But it's tough. But like I said, Dallas Stars watch out for and watch out for the Oilers. That's the West and Eastern watch out for me.
Speaking of Connor McDavid, you just kind of touched on it. Do you think he'll break through next season? And if not next
No,
season, will
yeah,
it be a situation where he won't?
yeah. Then that'll expose him, and he'll have to come back the next year stronger and prove something. If not, he's gonna be off. They're gonna say a lot and do a lot of stuff against him and get him expurgated. Hockey's real different.
Yeah, you can go from nothing to something real quick. It reminds me of baseball in a lot of ways. You could be at the bottom of the fucking conference, and then the next season you'll be at the Stanley Cup. It works like that, bro. Hockey is it goes either way. So let me get your way too. I know again, way too early, but we got to do what we got to do because it's the end of the season. Pick one team out of each conference who make it to the Stanley Cup. And again, it could be prohibitive favorite or it could be a dark horse. Let us have it.
Prohibited favorite as far as on the East. The West has a lot of teams that's going to come up and try to bite the head off the proverbial snake, being the Golden Knight. I mean the Knights now. It was Avalanche. Now with the Knights beating the shit out of them, that was crazy, bro. Four to
That
one is
was. Yeah.
nobody. They was just like, I mean, they were kind of like the Knicks, just going through motherfuckers, dog. But then,
Yeah.
then they ran to that
Yeah.
juggernaut. So I mean, but yeah, I could definitely see, like I said, Hurricanes for sure in the East.
Okay.
West, it's kind of open, dog. It's kind of open, but look out for the Knights, of course. Look out for the Avalanche. Stars, I say, but I don't know. I can't see a number one for them on the West. I just can't.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I got Carolina. I already had a I got Carolina. I got the Avalanche. I think if the Avalanche can actually keep that momentum that they had the majority of this season, and there's nobody that can stop them. They just lost it. It's almost like they popped their load too early because they were so dominant early, but when it really mattered, they didn't have it anymore. If they could just have that later on in the season, in the playoffs, in the Stanley Cup, there's nobody that can fuck with them.
Nobody, buddy.
Nobody.
Nobody.
Nobody. Appreciate it, bro. That was good shit. I know you hate to see the season end, just like brother Fonz hate to see the NBA season end, but all great things must come to an end, brother. We'll be back
Yeah.
next season anyway. I will say, both seasons were good. Both seasons had plenty of intrigue. Both seasons had plenty of surprise. I didn't see the New York Knicks, the Carolina Hurricanes. I didn't see either one of those happening, and I'm glad to see it because that lets us know that there's parity in sports, and parity is something that we need. Something that's really something that it makes the viewing pleasure more pleasurable, if that makes any sense.
Hmm.
If that
Yeah.
makes any sense. There's something I wanted to touch on though before I got into towards the end of the show. I was and ladies and gentlemen, this is my championship round segment brought to you by the host by yours truly, Mark Jones. This is my segment, championship rounds, where I delve into boxing from time to time. And then something slid across my desk timeline that bothered me. I was watching an interview with Errol Spence. Errol Spence has a fight coming up with Tim Zhu, where he's looking to regain a his status, regain his notoriety, and possibly regain a championship. After the last time we saw him, he got knocked out by Terrence Bud Crawford. So he's doing an interview with Andre Ward, and he's talking about the infamous fight with Bud Crawford, where he just totally got destroyed. And he's saying that he wasn't prepped, that his trainer, world renowned trainer, by the way, Derek James, did not have him sparring southpaws, which Bud Crawford is a southpaw, so obviously you want to have him spar southpaw. You would think that'd be smart. Said that they didn't work on certain things, didn't have certain sparring partners, blah, 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 blah. Ladies and gentlemen, and to Errol Spence or any of his people that happen to be listening or watching, I think that's cap.
Yeah.
I do. And the reason I do, and I've been thinking about this for a few days. I just number one, there's a plethora of reasons why. But let me start with number one. Number one, I just believe you never blame the trainer. Blaming a trainer in boxing is the equivalent of a quarterback blaming a ref on a last second pick to end the game. You take responsibility for what happens.
Big
Blaming your
six.
trainer is the easiest cop out you can make because there's nothing your trainer can really say because your trainer's not going to say anything to make you look bad. They never do, not
Hmm.
unless they're a piece of shit. Which in this instance, Aerosmith, you're being a piece of shit because you're throwing him under the bus. Ladies and gentlemen,
Hmm.
ladies and gentlemen, let me run down Derrick James' resume really quick. He has trained Jamel Charlo, Errol Spence, as I've noted, Ryan Garcia, Anthony Joshua after Anthony Joshua was on his downest, Frank Martin, and a list of others. He is a two-time one Ring Magazine Trainer of the Year in 2017, WBA Trainer of the Year in 2022. He is one of the most world renowned and respected trainers in the sport. Anybody you ask about Derrick James had nothing but reverence to say to him. Even the people that he doesn't train, like a Tank Davis or Shakur Stevenson or a Bud Crawford, guys that he's gone up against, say he's an excellent trainer. Excuse me.
Bless
And
you.
you mean to tell me, this is the man that didn't have you prep for the biggest fight of your career? Not just your career, but his career as well. Because the purse that you get, he would got a piece of that pie as well. The purses you would have got going after that, he would have got a piece of that pie as well. So are you sitting here with a straight face and trying to tell me this man with this resume that I just read off did not have you prep for the biggest fight of your career? That he didn't have southpaws in the gym training with you for the biggest fight of your career? That he didn't work on certain conditioning for the biggest fight of your career? Let me ask you this simply, fellas. Fonz, T, was Derek James in that Ferrari the night that Errol Spence flipped it about 5 times? Simple yes or no would suffice.
No.
Okay. Was Derek James there earlier in the night where Errol Spence was in the club bottle popping with Yellow Beezy and Jay Prince Jr. and a gaggle of Instagram models? Was Derek James responsible? Was he there for that?
No, he was not.
Oh, okay. Two things, by the way, which completely shifted and altered Errol Spence's career because ever since then he hasn't been the same. It's not Derek James' fault that you weren't the same man walking into that fight because you took the decision to prioritize IG models, bottles of Ace of Spades, and a Ferrari trip that ended in you flipping the bitch 5 times. You did that.
Mm-hmm.
You did that. But now all of a sudden, it's the trainer's fault. 3, 4, 5, however long it's been. Ladies and gentlemen, nobody's even thought about this fight until he started doing these interviews. This was an afterthought. We got past Bud beating your ass after Bud whipped on Canelo's ass. We
Yeah.
haven't thought about this in years. You, you decide to come out and throw this man who was one of the most respected trainers of all time in boxing under the bus and basically say he didn't have you ready for the biggest fight of your career. And in turn, he wasn't ready for the biggest fight of your career. Errol Spence, you're capped.
Yep.
Whoever's in your camp is capped. Whoever your baby mama is capped because they're all enabling you and helping you believe this bullshit. You got behind the wheel of that Ferrari, my dog. You got drinking, flexing, doing whatever you was doing. You did that. That was the downturn of your career, not fucking Derek James, bro.
Ain't been the same
Ladies,
since.
he has not been the same since. He never will be. And he's the same man that comes out here and says, he's not sure from fight to fight if he even wants to fight anymore. So what are we talking about? On one
Yeah.
instance, like this is the wildest shit. On one instance, you're blaming a guy for ending your career, but then in another instance, you say you don't even really want to fight anyway.
Right.
What are you doing? What are you
Stop.
doing?
Bud beat that man so bad that it took him 4 years to pull up
To
some
come up
tape.
with this bullshit, T. He didn't even come up with something juicy and good. He came up with this. It was my trainer. He didn't have me ready. If that Fonz T, let me ask y'all a question. Y'all know
Did the
enough about
same thing.
boxing. Y'all know enough about boxing to at least answer this.
Yeah.
When it comes to a training camp, yes, a trainer has plenty of say so. He has plenty of clout. He has plenty of power. But who has the ultimate say so in a training camp, especially when he's the undefeated world champion?
The fighter, the boxer,
Wow.
all
So,
that.
so, so if you knew he wasn't having southpaws in the ring to spar with you, if you knew there were certain practices he was doing that wasn't conducive to the fight, why did you keep him there?
Bruh,
Why didn't you
drive
speak up
home
and say
safe.
something? Why did you wait till 4 years later to come out and blast a man in Andre Ward's podcast? This
Mm-hmm.
is Errol. This is low,
Oh,
bro. This is low brow. This is low brow, and I have absolutely no respect for this. I respected you as a fighter because when you were undefeated and when you were the big fish, as you like to call yourself, you were a great champion. But this shit right here, blaming your trainer for your downfall, for your faults, for your actions, is low, bro. This is the lowest of the low. It is totally diluting everything you ever did in the ring. And I'm praying that this fight you have against Tim Zhu is actually good because if you end up getting your ass kicked in that one, on top of blaming Derrick James, what's going to be your cop out now?
Is Derek James still training?
No,
Good.
no. He fired him. He fired him not too long after that Bud fight. And at the time, I was wondering why he did that because again,
Yeah.
his resume is solid. So I was like, but him coming out years later because he didn't say anything at the time. But
Mm-hmm.
you coming out years later and explaining all this now makes sense. But I still call it cap because I just find it hard to believe. There's certain people in boxing circles that you trust. And Derek James, I trust just as much as I trust Bomac, Brian McIntyre, who was Bud Crawford's trainer, the fat
Yeah.
dude. I trust Bomac as if I trust Cus D'Amato, who trained Mike Tyson, or if I trusted Angelo Dundee, who trained Mike or Muhammad Ali. These dudes are the cream of the crop when it comes to training. So
Mm-hmm.
I just find it hard to believe that they would do something so good. That would be like the equivalent, Fonz T, of Bill Belichick not having his defensive scheme planned for a Super Bowl. Could you imagine that?
Never.
this
Never.
is
That's
so
basically
bad.
what he's saying Derrick James did.
In 4 years to come outside
I
and
can't
say this,
believe
dog. Errol
the
Smith,
way I think
fuck you, drive home safe.
the way I think it went was that usually when they are training and they setting up the spar for the day, there's a handful of fighters there for them to select from during warm-ups, doing whatever they got to do, to get ready to spar. They probably said, Errol, who do you feel like sparring today? And he probably wanted to feel
Right.
strong. I'm gonna take
Yep.
this right hand guy. I'm gonna take this right hand guy. I'm gonna take this right hand guy because I was able to hit them in the chin and I want to work on my power.
Yep.
Ain't think about nothing. defensive.
I wouldn't doubt that, and I'm pretty sure Derek James is in the background saying, Bud is a southpaw, though, right?"
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna stay
Like
on this.
that's the baddest man in the planet right now, and he's a
Yeah.
southpaw. Why are you worried about fighting dudes that are right hand? Again, I'm not one to call dudes liars when I don't have concrete proof, but based off of what I know, based off of what I've seen, and based off of what I've heard, this isn't Derek James to make a mistake that's glaring like this. But what I do know is that Errol Spence make mistakes that are glaring.
Definitely.
Hence the white Ferrari that's in the junkyard right now. Total.
Hmm.
I know he makes stupid mistakes. That's documented.
Yeah.
So, needless to say, I'm with Derek James on this one. Errol Spence, cut the bullshit. It's lame. It's lame. Fellas, I ain't gonna lie to you. There was more that I wanted to get into, but it ended up running over like usual. It's been a good episode. Is there anything that y'all wanted to add? And it could be an open forum. It could be video games. I know. Matter of fact, T, you had brought up something about video games earlier. Is this something you want to get off your chest?
Want to talk about release Wolverine, and first, everybody's been talking about that GTA, and for good reason. It's been 20 damn years for almost for them to drop another GTA. When we were kids, they were dropping that shit like fucking water in the hood with rat poison in it. Like they were just dropping GTAs. Now we had to wait 20 years. It's crazy, but I hope a lot of the shit that we see is true. It's just because it's gonna be a cool game if so. And that Wolverine, I'm ready for that a little bit too, because I want to see that. I hope it's gonna be a Spider-Man S. I hope it's gonna be real good because it's the same Insomniac. It's the same people that made Spider-Man. So
Honestly, and y'all got to pick one.
I just hope it's gonna be a good game.
I do too, T. But y'all got to pick one. If there's one game that you think won't live up, what do you think it's going to be? I got to be honest, bro. And I know I'm going to get killed in the comments. I'm going to get killed wherever. I think it's going to be GTA. I just don't know how you make a game that's leaps and bounds better than GTA 5, like they say they did. They're claiming that this game is just going to they're basically telling us that this game is going to revolutionize gaming. And I'm thinking, how? What more can you do from part 5 to this one? Maybe they will, but I don't see how you could do it. So I just don't know how it lives up to what GTA 5 did.
I feel like it will.
Oh, all right. What's y'all opinion? What do y'all think about that one? I mean, I know that I'm in the minority on that one, but what's the one that y'all think is going to be the most disappointing out of all the games that's coming out? Because and ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Halloween, the Halloween Michael Myers game, Wolverine, as the illustrious T Sizzler brought up, GTA. We're talking both football games that are supposed to be magnificent this season. All kind of stuff coming out. What's one? Which ones do you think is going to be disappointing?
I think GTA is the easy pick just because of how much it's supposed to display, and then it's just an easy pick. But I'm hoping that it doesn't fail.
Yeah,
I hope
I
it
hope so
doesn't.
too. I got questions. I ain't gonna lie. I got questions about Wolverine too because as much as I've been loving the gameplay I've been seeing, the graphics they've been hit or miss with some of the videos I've been seeing, and I'm like, I
Hmm.
hope I don't turn that bitch on and the game is fire, but it's like PlayStation 3 graphics or PlayStation 4 graphics. That's what I'm hoping against because I got high expectations for these PlayStation 5 exclusives, man.
I think
Yeah,
I think Wolverine is gonna be one of those games that's Spider Man since like T said, it's made by the same people.
it's gotta be.
Hold on, I think we lost your audio, bro.
No,
I was saying, graphically, Spider Man 2 looking at a video clip didn't really do it justice till get hands on with the game yourself.
Mhm.
So I feel like that's the way the Wolverine gonna be.
it better be, man.
That I think is gonna be a disappointment. It's gonna be college football
Ooh. Oh.
27.
I see the reason I didn't pick that one was because last year's was a disappointment. I didn't even really play it. So
I
I'm
think it's just gonna be
honestly,
consistent.
my expectations for this year are already at like Vern Troyer height, mini me height.
Yeah,
I don't expect much from it anyway. I really don't.
Madden. I feel like is just a better title now.
For now, yeah.
I don't know if this is just because they can do more with the players, but like it seems like in college because there's so many players. I'm assuming you just get like representative models of the players. Like to me, they pads never look right. Their helmets never look right. They were just
Which
kind of
they're
out there.
but they're supposed to fix all that, by the way. I don't know if you saw like the helmet model is supposed to be more to scale, the pads are smaller, all that kind of good shit. So they're supposed to be working on that this season, from what I've been reading.
Yeah, but I think they just dragging ass with that shit. They
They should
just
have been done. This is stuff that we should have had already.
yeah. How long did it take in between releases? You know what I'm saying? Since they still was working on it, like that first one should have been the cream of the crop, and
Hmm.
then just build from there. The
Hmm.
fact that they had um basically a cycle before Madden. Madden's always been on an annual release, but then college football, they had years to prepare, even
Hmm.
delayed it a year. That should have been the one that's ahead of schedule. Madden just like from a fun factor perspective, like last year was just better to me. I felt like you had more you could do on that.
Madden to me, the only thing that Madden is killing me on, and I don't know why they just won't do it, is they need to do better with the presentation. I don't know why nobody has dipped into the well of NFL 2K5 with the Chris Berman writing on the screen presentation. I don't give a fuck if you even do something with Chris Collinsworth and Pro Football Focus. The
Hmm.
presentation is lacking because if you watch an actual NFL game, and you play Madden, they're not the same as
No,
far as
they're
the
not.
presentation. They should be mirroring each other. And
They should.
I don't know why for the video game sake they can't get that right because that's something the NBA 2K can do. They got the presentation
Hmm.
down pat. You watch an NBA game to go play 2K, it's the same shit. Down
Yeah,
to the red panda juggling plates. They got all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like 2K's nailed it. I don't understand why Madden can't do the same thing.
I think what it is with just between them two, 2K, they got that my career that's putting
Yeah.
money in. So they can afford all them licensing and disbursements. Madden ain't
Maybe
got that.
Madden need to dip their toe in some kind of my career because my God. On the flip side though, really
Yeah.
quick, what's a game that y'all looking forward to most and you think will do the best? For me personally, I'm gonna throw it out there. I think Halo. I'm looking forward to that like a motherfucker. Call it nostalgia, call it I can't let go. I call fuck you. I want Halo. That's
With
what I
them
want.
with them hepatic triggers on the five,
Ooh, I can't
yeah,
wait for that.
that will be fun.
Hell, he sent me Halo now. So I swipe my card. I got it.
I didn't know it was coming out. This is news to me, so good deal. I'm
I'm
gonna check
I'm
it
gonna
out.
just I'm gonna just
T.
want to hold up. You said what?
He
Yeah,
didn't know.
You didn't know it was coming to the five?
I did not know. I was unaware. You told me it was coming.
Nocturnal
Yeah, man.
sleep.
Yeah, Betty Bye.
Bro. Yes, it's coming. Full revamp. Like Fawn said, they got the trigger, all of that. All of that.
When is she coming out?
What is that, next month?
I don't even know.
I think it's
Um,
either next month or August. It's one of them.
it's so much to keep up with all the
Yeah,
games.
it's a lot of games coming, bruh.
Hallelujah this evening. Hallelujah this evening.
I'm
Hmm.
trying to tell you. But yeah, that's fine. What about y'all's?
I ain't gonna lie, y'all can call me whatever y'all want to. But 26 this, I'm all in.
What
Not the
was that?
putt putt. Is that golf? Yeah, that's golf.
What
No
that,
Shit.
way. Is that fun?
sir? Use a fat bit. There's a bear shit in the woods.
Only when no one's around.
I was gonna say, anytime I cut my game on and check out my friends list, T is on that PGA tour
I ain't talking Tiger Woods.
What?
or Spider Man 2.
Oh, I heard that. You got to catch up. You got to. Yeah, I feel that. You got to. You got to.
I got Spider Man and I got the Miles Morales. It was all free, and I just played the two first ones. I played them back to back, so I kind of got Spider Man out. So I took a break, and now I'm about to
Yep.
beat it.
I got
So that's
Spider
all.
Man out from part two because god damn, they got too many boss fights in that bitch.
That's why I couldn't go straight from 1 to 2.
I
That's why
was
I waited
like,
to even play.
bro, how many boss fights do you have? It's like,
I tried to play all three back to back to back, and the first two I did it, and the third one I was like, I'm tired of playing this game now.
Hmm.
I waited
Yeah,
and I'm
you gotta
taking
you
them,
gotta have a break to appreciate it.
but
yeah,
then
you.
uh, on this PGA though, boy, can't get enough.
On another note, though, fellas, you know what time it is though. With the training camps being about a month away or so, we got to start doing our division by division breakdown.
Yeah, it's go time.
So,
For what?
ladies and gentlemen, starting next week, y'all know what time it is. We'll be back for our second annual NFL AFC / NFC division by division breakdown. That'll be starting next week, leading into the season because you know that shit takes a long time. So, fellas, get your notepads ready. Get your
Got to.
notes. I know we've been lazy for a couple months. It's time to get back to it because y'all know this football season is a grind. So I hope y'all ready.
Yeah, it is. You already know.
I know I am. By the way, fantasy invites will be sent soon. That's another one.
Been patiently waiting. I already know. I'm surprised they ain't go out in January. Preseason goals. Don't be ready.
Appreciate you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an awesome episode 45. These things go by way too fast, but thank y'all for joining us. I will be uploading this episode on YouTube tonight, so you will be able to see it for your viewing pleasure. It'll be up on Spotify within the next couple of days as soon as I get the editing done. Thank you for joining us. Like, subscribe, comment, tell us what we did good, tell us what we did great, tell us what we sucked at, tell us what we were absolutely terrible. We need to leave out the show. I love every single one of y'all, and I thank you for the support. I thank you for all the likes I see. I thank you for all the comments I see. Shout out to my man that commented and told us that the would you rather last week was banging. I appreciate that comment, sir. I don't have your name off the top of my head, but I do want to shout you out and appreciate you. This is PWA. I am your host with the most, Mark Jones. Fellas, take us out of here.
All right, peace.
Shoot, I ain't.
I was trying to get somebody to speak Bangladesh for y'all, but she's scared, so it's all good. Peace.
Straight up, we out.
See y'all.